E a p e a e pa 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 pa. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Hi. How is everybody? Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. How am I? I'm a little sleepy. I woke up at like 4 a.m. I woke up at 4 a.m. today. Because right after I finished streaming, I went to bed. And then I had like 3 nightmares in a row. It was like back to back to back to back to back. And I was like, why am I having such bad nightmares lately? But I think that nightmares are kind of normal, especially when when you were sleep deprived. Because I was really sleep deprived yesterday. So I think when you actually get some sleep, you either sleep for a really long time or you sleep for a much shorter time, and you get really bad nightmares. Hi Rax, welcome back. You're welcome, welcome. That happens to me daily. Really? I feel bad. I don't like, because it's not a good feeling. Because when you wake, Benno, thank you so much for gifting us up. Thank you. That's a W. W. Let's go. Thank you, thank you. And pass for me. Thank you. But yeah, how have you guys been today? I know that some of you are like back in school, some of you are back in college class, some of you are like, it's just another Monday for you. For me, it's just another Monday. It's horrible, but I'm managing. I hope you're able to manage it, because man, thank you for gifting another song. Let's go. Let's go. Double, yeah. Yeah, no more nightmares, please. It snowed. Oh my god. Snow, if you can hear me, please come down. Oh, you're homeschooled? I wanted to be homeschooled so badly when I was like still in school. I wanted to be homeschooled so badly. But then my parents were so against it. They were just like, no, you need to go to actual school, you need to socialize. And I'm like, I just want to be in shite all day. 6 inches of snow, psh, that's average. Too much anxiety, I get you. I had a friend who when she was in high school, she had to stop going because she had such bad anxiety. Like, she had constant panic attacks. So I do get it. For me, I just had to thug it out. It didn't, unless I was actively dying, I don't think I would ever have gotten homeschooled. I'll go to school in 3 days. And you'll write 2 exams? Yo, Kitty, are you okay? Oh, you're scared of snow? Hi, Mimi, welcome back. Shamimi. So today we're going to be playing some more OMORI. I really enjoyed what we played like last time. And I was like, oh, I want to play more. But we had stuff to do. We had other games to play. But it's a new week. And I want to play more OMORI, like ASAP. So that's what we're going to do. Hi, Nico. Welcome back. Also, on my schedule, it says I'm not streaming tomorrow or Wednesday. That's just because I have to go to the doctor. I have to get blood work done. I have to do a bunch of like tests and stuff. Oh, Bannon, thank you for the 300 bits. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you. Ghost Reaper, welcome back. Your first day of school will start bad. I hope it doesn't start bad. You just noticed my shirt's ripped? Yeah, who would have done that? Yo, who ripped my shirt? This shit's expensive. W. But yeah, that's really the only reason why I'm not streaming tomorrow and Wednesday. It's because I have to go to the doctor. But after that, we're good to go. Hi Akaza, welcome back. You're not late at all, don't worry. We just started. Actually, you're 3 hours late. Hi Sakura, welcome back. You can sew. Really? You know how to sew? I don't know how to sew at all. I feel like that's such a useful skill to have. What's the topic? Yo mama. Well, I was just asking them how their day is. I told them I wouldn't be streaming tomorrow and Wednesday because of school. What? Oh, Ghost Reaper, thank you for the 5 gifted. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's a W. Thank you, Ghost Reaper. Thank you. Actually, I'm 3 days late because I've been hella busy. Akaza, you do you. You live your life, okay? I always love seeing you here, but you gotta live your life too. Oh, we have a hype train. Yo, we have a level 3 hype train. Bro, it's 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes. Come on. Oh yeah, and I don't know. I also said I don't know how to sew because I never really picked up a useful skill when I was growing up. I literally just like dogs, like all dogs do. I just played all the time. But only in one hand because sewing machines scare me. I feel like it's good to know how to sew by hand. We love you, Noro. I love you guys too. Sakura, thank you for the 150 bits. Let's go. Let's go. You learn all by yourself? Oh my god, you're so cracked. Bro, I wish I had the attention span and the adaptability to like learn new skills like that. Like if it takes a lot for me to learn something new. Like it takes an active effort of me constantly being like, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. Even for everything really. Like aside from playing games on stream, which I always do. Like if I say I'm gonna play a game, I'll always end up playing it. But if I whoa, man, I'm thinking for the 500 bits. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my god. But yeah, so I'll always play a game that I set out to play on stream, but like to play a game for myself, like not on stream, it takes so much effort just to like stick around with it. Like I'll catch myself playing a game for like 30 minutes and then I'll just be like, I don't want to play this anymore. You know, bet on with the W's. Also, hi Bridget, welcome back. Staying motivated is tough. Speaking of which, can you give me motivation to clean my room? Akaza, clean your room right now. Or else the trash monster and is gonna come and he's gonna eat you. Yeah, you don't want that, do you? And no, he's not a hot, sexy trash man. He's big and monstery and gross. You're sick. Here, I'll help you feel better. I'm not gonna lie, that took so much out of me just to come up with a simple scenario like that. You're the only trash monster around here. What did you just say to me? What did you just say to me? Say that to my face. Say that to my face. Hmm? Go on, say it. You think you're tough? You're not tough. You're not tough at all. Oh. Yeah. Okay, let me scoot up. Yeah. Oh, I almost disappeared completely. Okay, there we go. There we go. My mouse is. I got a new mouse recently because my old mouse died. Like, it's a wired mouse and it died. I don't know how that's possible, but I got a new mouse because I had to, and the scroll wheel is very, very sensitive. Hi, Didi. Welcome back. Didi, thank you so much for the 5 months. Thank you. That's a W. Welcome back. Mwah. The little emotes are so cute. Thank you. I'm glad you like them. That's for me. Thank you, Vix. Mwah. What are we playing? We're playing OMORI. We're playing more OMORI because I love playing OMORI. Choo choo. You could change that in the settings. Really? I guess I could, but I need to do it later. I have to do it in the HUD. Hi, Rachel. Welcome. Rizzo, you want a kiss? Hi, Coco. Welcome back. Yeah, because I clean your room. Stinky, smelly, wan. My favorite. Those are your favorite emotes. I'm not gonna lie. I like those emotes a lot too. Let me see what my favorite emotes are for real. So I like this one. I like this one. I also like this one quite a bit. And I really like the heart. I like this heart. It looks so nice. And of course, I like when I'm happy, so I like this one too. Hi, Rachel. I hope you're feeling better. Okay, let me. There we go. What do you mean? Scyther, thank you so much for following. Welcome. You like the cookie pie one? Kuraiko-kun, thank you so much for following. Welcome. Welcome. I gotta make myself like, and I gotta stop wagging my tail. Oh, actually, you know what? I can move my tail. So you can actually see their face. Because I saw the VOD from last time and it was literally like you couldn't really see like the character's face. So just for now, I'm moving my tail. Oh, I forgot. We're in this little freaking area. Okay, I forgot where we need to go exactly. I know there's this bear. I know we need to find a train track somewhere. How do we find it? Oh. Let's see. Oh, you can actually see Cal now. You can actually see him when we're battling. Let's go. You can kind of see him. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Okay, Rachel, goodbye. I mean, not Rachel. Bridget. Okay, Bridget, goodbye. You're checking on the wait, you made cookies? Yo, can I have a cookie? You can do it, hero. Hi, Saxada, welcome. It has been a while. I love cookies so much. Oh no. Oh my god, you're driving? Yeah, don't look at this. Don't look at the stream. Just listen. Listen to my voice. Let's see. We need one that heals a lot. Oh. Wait, I thought it healed. I guess it doesn't heal me at all. That's dumb. Oh my god. Why is it what? Use it on me. And then we need to revive somebody. Oh, we can't revive anybody. I just need to heal at this point. What? I died? Yes, I want to retry. Hero's afraid is back. We're gonna run. Oh, we can't get away? Oh, Cal is dead! What? How? Oh, did you redeem a kiss? Let me see. Did you redeem a kiss? You did redeem a kiss. Rax, you want a kiss? Oh no, I got distracted. Let me run away. I can't fight you. Let me run away. You're gonna kill me. I don't even know what to do. What the heck do I do? Well, I gotta eat first. Hold on. Ba ba da ba ba. Hi, Ayaka, welcome back. Oh, thank you so much for following. I mean, welcome. Is there another train track here? No, there's not. Yeah, no, there's not. I have to go through a different part of the forest. Oh, fuck. Alright, I gotta find a different spot, I guess. No, because I already got it. I already got that train track. No, I got that last time. So it's not there anymore. Like, it's just not there. I already used it for a different track. That's why I'm like, where else would I even need to go? Because it's not here. And it's not here, and there's really no other place I can go. I'm wondering if I need to fight that bear. Like this bear. I'm afraid of drowning. You don't need to fight it. Go away. Go away. Don't follow me. I don't like you. Gross. No. Oh, there's... Oh. Okay. The web is too strong to be cut. There we go. It's a cat. Oh no, it's not a cat. It's not. Yesterday you made a chocolate cake. Oh, you're making me jealous. You're making me want this, all these tasty foods so badly. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Stop it. No. Stop it. Come on, come on. You made brownies recently? That's cool. Oh, we're all the way back here. Oh, no. No. All right, come on, gang. Come here to my gooch gang. Excuse me? I just have to be faster. I gotta be so fast. The problem is my sensitivity is so high. Can I change my sensitivity? No, I cannot. Yeah, I can't change it. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I just gotta be better. Oh, come on, come on. The sensitivity is so, it's so high on my controller. And I'm stuck. I'm dead. Oh no. Hi Kuma, welcome. Welcome back. Woo! Okay, just take it slow. Just take it slow. Go away, go away, go away, go. No! What? Hi Minhyuk, welcome back. Welcome back. Okay. It's okay, we got this. We literally got this in the bag. look at that. Aggressive button pushing, whatever do you mean? I would never. I'm a very calm and collected dog. I'm dead, I'm dead. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm a very gentle dog. Elliot, thank you so much for following. Welcome. Yeah, go away, you stinky. Is this the right place? No, it's not. Come on, come on! What? Oh no. Oh, I didn't like that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Huh? That's Basil. The lamp was lit recently. Alright, let's get back here. Okay. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh! Scary. I don't like when they move like that. Got a faux tail. Okay, you can go. Goodbye. Goodbye, spider. Goodbye. Goodbye. Have a good day. Have a good summer. Hags. Yamero. 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 Penny, thank you so much for following. Welcome. Oh god. Okay, there we go. I don't think we actually got what we needed. I think we still have to get something. Hi Sophia, welcome back. Welcome back, Sophia. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Okay. Just chill, let's chill, let's chill, let's chill, let's chill. Okay, go away, goodbye. Goodbye, Mr. Cat. Goodbye. Who had the brilliant idea of to name these creatures Daddy Long Legs? Yeah, Papa. Yeah, why don't they name him Papa Long Legs or Papa, or? Okay, you can go now, Mr. Spider. Thank you. Goodbye. 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 I hate you. Goodbye. He's not leaving. Okay, he's leaving. Yeah, Mr. Long Legs. Oh god. There's no other spider web. Oh, there is. But it's here. Whoa. Okay, I don't think we have to do anything else there. The longest dude. For real. I hate this part. I hate this part of the game. It's so stinky, smelly, ugly, dookie. Oh, 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 oh. Am I still afraid of drowning? Yeah. What? Whoa. Huh? When I stay still, it's like they come closer. Whoa. 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 Wait, is there actually nothing I can... Do I really... God, they one-shot me. They one-shot me. No, we're running away. I'm going away. I don't want to fight you. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'm a villain, not a monster. Please, 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 not. Oh my God. What is this game about? It would take me way too long to explain it to you. I actually don't even know fully what it's about yet because I haven't finished it. Flo, thank you so much for following. Welcome. Hello, welcome back. I'm dead. I'm dead. You say I'm gonna want to fight them? All right, let's go fight them. Let's go fight this little dingus. Come here. Come here. You want to fight? Let's fight. Oh wait, I need to heal. Okay, I'll come back in a moment. Honey Bun, thank you so much for following. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Good night, Patnock. Yeah, we gotta grind. Alright, come here. Alright, let's see. Let's inflict happy on Hero. Let's beat the fuck out of Bugs Bunny. Yeah, let's go. What's my favorite dessert? My favorite dessert is probably... I think chocolate mousse, honestly. Or flan cake. Oh, flan is so good. Make someone in my party mad. Okay, I'll do that. Hey, yo, okay. Wait, you're right. Alright, let's do that again. Oh, wait, no, we can't. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, Aubrey like hits the hardest. Damn. Level 10. Alright, let's do another heal. Do 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 do. Am I like under leveled for this part? I'm only like level 10-ish right now. Ba ba da ba ba. You think I'm good? You know what? Just in case, we'll do this again. Oh, I should have made him happy. Oh. Alright, let's make you happy. Oh, wait, no, I can't make you happy. Okay, let's... heal you. Let's hit you. Let's... let's hit you. Let's make him sad. Until level 15. Oh my god. Are you charmed by us? Oh, he is. Oh, that did it. All right, let's check again in this area, because what might have happened is that there was an area we could go to and we just missed it. Because we have to get it has to be here. There's no other place it could be. There's a type of effectiveness? I didn't know that. Come on. Come on, come on. Okay, let's go down from there. Let's do it. I will not lose to these stupid spiders. It's crazy because they're both spiders and cats, and since I'm a dog, like, cats are like my antithesis. So it's like a double whammy. Frick these cats. Certain enemies will have different moods. Ah, okay. Alright, let's do this. All right, you're gonna like come here. Go away. Goodbye. All right. All right. Oh, that makes sense, honestly. That does make sense. It's kind of funny because we were talking about spiders last stream and now you're playing with them. I know, and I said I like them too. I actually defended them. Like, you guys hated spiders and I was defending them. And now they're like giving me a reason to not defend them. Oh. Ah, okay, here we go. Hello? Mari's picnic basket. Daddy Longlegs, welcome to the Lost Forest, where you will find things you never knew were lost in the first place. Or perhaps they're forgotten for a reason. Okay. Let's find you. Hello, train track. I'm ready to take you. Oh, is this a puzzle? Oh my god, this has to be like... Oh no. And we just keep repeating. Fuck, where do we go? It seems like all these... Oh! I suppose we all hold secrets, no matter how lost or how deep down we bury them. They always find a way back to the other side. Alright, let's make him angry. Yeah, it's like a little deep. Oh! Let's go. Alright. Maybe this way? Oh. Trying to lose yourself? Or have you accomplished that already? Either way, this is the right place for you. Perhaps that's why you've come here, to finish the job. But this guy's a little creepy. This guy gives me the heebie-jeebies. Usually we tend to do things we want, as opposed to things we say we do. I've never been one for wants. I'm more of a need kind of person. I suggest you look for the exit before your needs become more apparent. Oh, alright, weirdo. You're still here? You must have either given up or have fully embraced your fate. A confession, perhaps? But I'm not one to tell. Now, what if I just went backwards? Ooh, oh no, okay. That leads nowhere. So maybe I just keep going up. Try doing that. There was a boy wandering around here, very similar to you. He went into darkness and never came out. How regretful it must have been to never find what he was looking for. Be it regret, defeat, or confusion, no one will know. Why do you make him sound creepy? Because he is creepy. He's a little creep. I've seen lost and I've seen blind, but the combination is unsettling. Perhaps you are hiding away from the right way. So he's telling me to go right. So what you're doing is you're telling me to go right. Morals are lost on the wicked. How does one define malice without intent? Why do you continue down this path when it's most certainly not the right way? Don't you have to go backwards? Is that it? I mean, I'll do it. This journey is too arduous for the faint of heart. Do you wish to leave, children? I will not blame you. We have the choice to leave, I guess. Should we do it? Are you a voice actor? Not anymore, but I used to be. Wait, like, yeah, I don't think we should leave. But I make him sound scary because he is scary. He's a scary guy. Oh, there's 3 of them. I want to run away, please. I need to get out of here. Please let me go. There we go, thank you. It's a fitting voice, I'm glad you think so. Oh, I can't go this way because this stupid ass bunny is blocking the... Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me try something. Let me try something. Alright. So hear me out now. Now hear me out. I'm gonna follow wherever the patchy areas are pointing to. So we're just gonna keep going left. And then we're gonna go up. And then we're gonna go here again. And then we're gonna go straight here. What is this area called? I have no idea. And then we're gonna go... Like, I don't think I'm supposed to leave because I have to... It's called the Lost Forest, I think, with Daddy Longlegs. Is it making you go in circles? I think it is. I think it is making me go in circles. Forget all you will, or try to. Darkness manifests whether you are aware of it or not. Hide the inhabitable behind the ignorance and watch your life fall. He will guide you through the forest. Pay close attention to what he says. The path is not always straightforward. You may encounter some puzzles. Use your wits and observation skills to overcome the day-long business. Okay. So just pay attention to what he's saying, pretty much. We just have to. We have to have big brain. All right. So we go here. This is the first place? Yeah. Oh, we're stuck in a loop. Okay. The darkness surrounds you and it is a terrible thing, but your truth has guided you. My truth has guided me. Now, what does he mean by that? The lamp was lit recently. The darkness surrounds you, but the truth has guided you. My truth? What is my truth? Maybe go back to the stump. Maybe someone else has to be a leader. My truth. Who's my truth? Mini mini mani mo kitata by the toe if you harder than a go mini mani mo. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, let me go back. Follow the ghost bunnies, but don't kill them. Follow the ghost bunnies. Oh, okay. Okay, okay. He's chilling, he's chilling. Okay, ghost bunny, go. Ghost bunny, go. Go, go, ghost bunny, go, go, go. You got this, you got this. If you go in the path where they are placed, you should be good. So like right here, they were placed. And then here. Whoa, you were right! The darkness surrounded, but the truth has guided you. Oh, there's more. Okay. Wait, you're cracked, you're cracked. Okay, then. Go down here. Go this way. Go, where? Here? I guess this is the only path to go. Should we go up here? Oh, what's happening? I'm not moving anything. No, don't worry. I genuinely needed help. You have reached the end of the lost forest, but the beginning of the truth. I will tell you a story that has been lost through time. A story about the creation of this reality. In the beginning, there only existed two, the dreamer and his room. The dreamer grew weary of his room and created a door that led to many different worlds. Walking the path as a visitor to these worlds, the dreamer would come and go as he pleased. Slips and falls, tumbles and drops. The dreamer's curiosity and clumsy exploration eventually led him to a certain world, one not like the others, one painted with chaos and bathed in darkness. The dreamer slowly became filled with dread. Quiet as they may have been, words of malice quietly crept into his mind, whispering lies, secrets, and truths. Powerless to silence the voice, the dreamer manifested benevolent entities into his different worlds. Then he compounded his worlds above the dark realm, sealing it with their combined might. Yet despite his valiant efforts, the darkness's presence never abated. Even with new allies, the darkness continued to scrape and scratch at the back of the dreamer's mind. The noise might have subsided, but it never went away. The dreamer could run and bury away his fears, but one still has to face his own reflection. What the dreamer had created was something he could not be a part of, something outside himself. The dreamer's own power was his greatest adversary. Knowledge, or the absence of it, would become the dreamer's greatest gift. To truly escape the peril of his own faculty and ascend to a blissful state of ignorance. Only then would the noise cease to agitate the dreamer's sanity. So, the dreamer took on another name and chose to forget himself. From that time on, the dreamer has lived amongst us, simply as an inhabitant of this world, traveling along blissfully, ignorant of his own fabrication. Children, I must warn you, as with all things that are born in and out of this world, an end will threaten this one too. Though the dreamer may have subdued the inexorable, the darkness grows still. No bandage can stifle an eternal wound, and there will be a time when its influence will bleed through. Forgetful, the dreamer may be of this peril, a peril never forgets to be. Yet the end of this world may be an inevitability. The dreamer is the only one with the ability that can truly set this world free. Whoa. Whoa. Creepy. Oh, he's burning himself. Noro ASMR. I know, right? Bro's just a yapaholic. H. I think he's talking about Omori, though, to be honest. Obelisk, thank you so much for following. Welcome, welcome. Hope you enjoy your time here. What? What was that? What was that? Hello? Is anybody here? Uh I'm alone. I mean I'm not alone, but you know what I mean. We're alone. Oh. Oh. Ah. I can't go in there anymore. Where the fuck is the train track? Hmm? How the fuck do I get the train track? Hmm? Oh man. Go in the water. Oh, it's too late. Wait. Wait. I can go in the water now. Big brain. You're so big brain. I guess I can go in the water. That has to be the only way. There's got to be another way. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. No, I'm afraid of drowning still. What the fuck do I actually do? I did this whole thing and I... Hi Yuji, welcome back. Wait, I did that whole little quest and I can't do anything. What the heck? Did you get 3 of them? What do you mean? What do you mean 3 of them? No, I can't go in the water. Oh, go away. Go away. Hi Yunbin, welcome. I thought you had to get there. I don't know what you're talking about. I still don't know what you're talking about. I guess I didn't. Encounter Daddy Longlegs. Trigger gives us a reminder. I can try and go back, but I don't think I can. Yeah, I'm like blocked off now. I don't know if there's somewhere else I can go, like down here maybe. But I doubt it. Yeah. Yeah, I have to get 3. I haven't gotten the 3rd one. I need to find the 3rd one. I don't know where it is. Maybe back at the rail cart. Really? Would it be there? That's what I've been trying to find this whole time is the 3rd railroad track. Here, take me back. Alright, let's go check it out. Check it out. Do 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 da 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 da. Do 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 do. Excuse me. Excuse me. Is there anything here? No. What about here? No. Alright, let's go back. Hero, don't be afraid of this spider. This spider's a loser. Don't worry about it. I got you. Let's see. Oh, have we been here too? Maybe. Oh, no! How is it there? Oh, there's a cat there. Damn, we could have just... Damn, we did a whole ass side quest without even needing to. That's crazy. Wait, hello? What a read, what a read. I read every book in this show for over 20 times already. If only I had something more interesting to read. Oh, it's a quest. I don't want to do this quest. I want to do the main story. Wow, that's crazy. I made my life so much harder. I could have just gone back. But I swear I got that railroad track before too. I must have missed it. Wow, I feel so silly. Excuse me. Alright, now we can go back. It took you an hour, really? How long has it taken me? It's taken me like 45 minutes. It's not exactly an hour. Even though it's been an hour since I started streaming. But we started playing like a little while ago. It happened to the best of us, that is true. That is true, and also apparently, according to like your guys' testimony, everybody's had a hard time with this part, so I don't feel too bad. I think we all sing. All right, let's go. Choo choo, choo choo. Damn, we're going. Oh. Whoa. Or we're going to a kingdom. It's a castle. Oh, Hello? Yeah, we good? Basil, are you there? Basil, where are you? It doesn't seem like Basil's here either. Hey, look, it's Mari. Mari. Oh, hello everybody. You all made it through the forest. I'm so proud of you. Mari, I was so scared. Hero, this is kind of embarrassing. It's times like these I really wish Basil was here. He could tell Hero about that spiders are harmless and good for nature or something. Maybe then he wouldn't find them so creepy. I'm not sure if that would help him right now. Oh, Hero, you're going to have to deal with this eventually. These things will only get worse over time. Maybe. Or maybe I'll naturally outgrow it. You never know what the future might bring. Hi, One Stone, welcome back. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. 1 hour already? I know, right? It doesn't feel like an hour. Thank you. I'm glad you think so. I'm glad you think so because I am putting I'm putting my whole Norossi into this. I mean, I put my whole Norossi into every stream, but oh, what was that? Whoa. Oh, up there. What the fuck is that? All right, let's do this. Oh? Yeah, beat his ass. Oh no! A sprout mole appears. Bro, the sprout mole doesn't know what he's getting into. This is like a whole ass battle. Oh, double attack. Let's do this. Ooh. Oh. It looks like Pokemon. It's like a very sketched out Pokemon. King Crawler eats the sprout mole. What? Bruh. Come on, we gotta do this. We gotta do this. We gotta do this. No. Fuck. Oh, she's down. She's out. I don't have it. I don't have life gem. Yes. Oh shit. Oh. Oh. Oh shit. Oh no. Eats the spread. Oh, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. What do I do? He gets happier. Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe I need to. Oh, he's getting angrier. Oh. I gotta heal myself. Yeah, you're sad. You're sad. Oh, I'm dead. I want to die. I can't beat him. Yeah, I'm dead. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, I gotta. What the hell do I do? Do I want to retry? No. All right. Type effectiveness. Fuck, I don't remember the type effectiveness for. Because he gets happy, then he gets angry. Want to level up? I think I have to. I think I literally have to. So I have to go back. Oh, and I can, you know what? I can buy a life gem, I think. Yeah. Give me that. Give me that yummy life gem. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. You have to buy 6 or 7 life gems. Bless me, thank you. Angry is strong against sad. Sad is strong against happy, and happy is strong against angry. Okay. Let's go to... Let's go to the Firefly Forest. Alright, let's do this. Whee! Oh, 1 second. Okay, there we go. There we go. Thank you. Goodbye. Have a good day. Oh, are we back to where we literally just were? Bruh. Okay, angry is strong against sad. Sad is strong against happy. Strong is sad against happy. I mean, sad is strong against happy, and happy is strong against angry. Okay. Do. God, I gotta level up. I gotta get stronger. Hi, Raymond. Hi, Raymond. Welcome back. I gotta water their plants. Oh, he did get... Okay. I'll have to reference the note if I forget. Do. Yeah, I gotta do this for Basil. Oh, I gained a heart. Okay. Oh, Hero did. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the morning light. He's gotta be strong and he's gotta be fresh for a fight. I'm a hero. Oh, even the cactus is dying. Don't worry, Basil, I got you. OMORI gained the heart. Let's go. I'm your hero, but I'm a dog. I'm just a silly little guy. I'm no hero. Ah, Basil's house. The floor is sinking. Therapy dogs are hero. You know what? You're right about that. You're absolutely right. I guess a dog can be a hero, but I'm not one of them. I'm a villain. I'm the bad guy. Bruh. Boom. Immunotherapy. To baby girl. Do I look like a baby girl? I don't look like a baby girl. I don't. I'm not a baby girl at all. I'm literally evil. Literally. Literally evil. You don't believe me? Oh yeah, how do I prove it to you? I'll do anything. I'll do anything. Really? Yes, I am. And I will prove it to you. Right now. Here, watch this. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not that. This. I got a villain face on and everything. No, it's Bobby. Not true. Not true. This is not true. I don't know what you're yapping about. Oh, how do I get there? Oh, I can run. I could run this whole time. Are you serious? Oh my fucking god, this is so much. I got the zoomies. No, I didn't know. I thought I just had to walk the whole time. Wait, this is gonna make my life so much easier. Oh, there's a train station. Lemonade. I'll take some lemonade. Actually, never mind. No, thank you. Yo, look at all these cool ass creatures. They're just chilling. Doing little dancey dances. Waiting for the train. Damn, I've never been here before. I mean, it's so stupid how all those animals are having a fun time. Stupid ass, dumb animals. See, I'm evil, you guys. Lolas, you want to kiss? Da 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 da. Oh, wait! I've never been here before. Oh, Kel. Okay. Hey, yo. All right, let's check this. Oh, I gotta see. Okay. Eight keys left. ECBA. God, what could this be? Oh, it's a hat. Oh, hold up. Hey, we got a hat going. It's a hat party. Let's go. I mean, parties are for suckers. Ba ba da ba ba. Fucking benign. Maybe I'm the greatest. I'm trying my best. But not ye. Be not ye. Be not ye. That's kind of a cute name. No, villains can be excited over hat parties. Why do you think they wear those snazzy outfits? You know what? You're so right. Exactly. Exactly right. Villains can always be excited for hat parties. It doesn't make me less of a bad guy. Villain number one. Dude. Alright, let's go. We gotta farm. Can I just hop out? No, I can't. I think I'm gonna have to fight that bear. I think that's exactly what I'm gonna have to do. I think I can do it. I can fight the stinky bear. You know what? I don't want to waste that. Got 404 XP. Okay, this is a good training ground. Yo, you've heard of Benai's, but have you ever heard of a Norani? Huh? Have you ever heard of that? Have you? Noranis are the most evil creatures in the whole wide world. Yeah, that's right. Bunai. You're getting sleepy. I gotta shake you awake. What? Okay, there we go. You've been up since 12 a.m. baking and cooking. What time is it for you right now? It's 6:42 p.m. You're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy. So let me see. Angry is weak. No. Angry is good against sad. Sad is good against happy. And happy is good against angry. So sad is good against happy. So let's make you sad. Let's make you happy. Let's attack you. Let's attack you. Oh no! Okay, no, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. Hi Ami, welcome, welcome. Or Amir, hi Amir, welcome. Been up since 5 a.m. and it's lunchtime. Good morning, good morning. It's a crazy day. Oh. I only got 274 clams for that? What the heck? How long does it take for me to level up? I feel like I've gained a couple, like, at least like 1200 like XP. Oh, I'm close, I'm close, I'm close. I'm really close, actually. Alright, let's beat your ass. Let's see. It's 3:45 a.m. Good evening. Oh, damn. I got so much XP for that. Okay. We're level 12 now. It's 9:18 p.m. for you. Wei Liu. Wei Liu. Welcome, welcome. Or Wei Liu. Yeah. Wei Liu. I think. Oh my god. It's just me trying to say your name right the whole time. You were always here, but it's your first time chatting. Yeah. I know you were here for a while because, like, you didn't follow. And you're not, nobody can chat unless they follow. That's how I know. Okay. Whoa! What? What? What the heck? Do I want to retry? Yeah, I want to retry. And then we run away. But we don't quit. Never back down, never what? Let's see. Oh. Oh, he feels angry, huh? You're angry? Keeps going after me. How dare you? Oh, Cal's dead. But we're not. My attack whiffed. Alright, let's use our life gem. Come here, Cal. Oh. Okay, I need to heal more of my hearts. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. I gotta make him angry. Noro, have you played Loved and Deep Space before? No. I have not. He's dead. He's gotta be dead. Yeah. Oh. He's dead. He's done. Only 650, really? Oh man, that wasn't really anything at all. Hi Kuma, welcome back. Do 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 do. No, what did you have for lunch? Ramen, grilled cheese, or Nutella sandwiches? I had none of the above. Or what do you have for lunch? Have a grilled cheese. Grilled cheese is probably the best out of those three. Ba ba da ba ba. Alright, let's see. Grilled cheese with tomato soup. Way down. Sophia, you want a kiss? Mwah. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you for the kiss, Redan. You hate cheese? Cheese is so good, though. Ba ba da ba ba. I love that game. You get a chance to play it. Oh, you just haven't gotten a chance to play it yet. Oh, you should play it. I mean, I honestly haven't gotten the chance either, though. I'm not one to talk. I've been trying to, but I can't sit down at all. I have ADHD, so you're constantly moving around. That's literally me. And you know what? I drink a lot of caffeine, and that doesn't help at all. It actually makes it worse. Me and my caffeine, for real. Sometimes it just be like that. Boba makes it worse for you. I have not had boba in so long, and I'm kind of craving it. You know when you don't have something for so long that you miss the taste of it? That's me with boba. I really miss it. You made homemade boba? Yeah, I see those packets at the store all the time. I kind of want to learn how to make it myself. I'm sure it's really easy, but I want to do it myself too. Now he's happy. Okay. Huh. Okay. Oh yeah, boba in the US, if you want to get like milk tea or anything like that, like in boba, it's like $10. It's $10 USD for one drink. Ba ba da ba ba. All right, let's do a little more grinding, and I think we'll be good. Oh yeah, bulldog ramen is apparently extremely cheap in Korea, but here it's like $10 USD. It's crazy. I do one more. Gyoza also in like in like Japan and stuff is very affordable. It's I think like 250 USD, but here it's like $10. It's horrible. That's why I just don't go out to eat very often, even though I'd really like to. Okay, Cal's 13 now. Level 13. Let's go see if we can beat that stupid ass bug's ass now. Alright, let's do this. Let's do this! Alright, choo-choo! Alright, let's see. Will a picnic do anything for us? Jamaican things are expensive as hell too. Really? I don't know, like, I feel like there's a lot of currencies that use like other countries' currency. Like I know that El Salvador uses USD and Bitcoin, like stuff like that. Like some countries just accept other countries' currencies. You don't? Okay. Alright, let's go. Let's roll, baby. If it's not Jamaican currency, you can't get nothing. Honestly, the way it should be. The way it should be for everywhere. They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling and trying to catch me riding dirty, trying to catch me riding dirty, trying to catch me riding dirty. All right, come here. I know you're coming. Yerp. Sprout more? I don't give a fuck about you, sprout more. All right. Oh. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I have to get angry. All right, let's see. Bro, this is getting kind of scary. Hold on. Okay. Toro. Attacks of law enforcement become happy. Oh, and he's fucking dead again. I have no more life gem. Kel's done. Oh shit. What's your favorite thing to eat? My favorite thing to eat, like, not like my favorite food, my favorite thing to eat just like on its own, like just on a random. Oh, we did it. Let's go. on like an off day would probably be like probably some kind of beef, honestly. I love beef. But my favorite food ever is like curry. Like chicken curry. Avocado. I have been eating a lot of avocado lately. I've been doing it to balance out the fact that I drink a lot of caffeine. Hey, yo, what the hell is this? Is this the kingdom? Ba ba da ba ba. These sprout moles are such funny little creatures. I just want to pick them up and squish it. Did you know sprout moles really love tofu? I bought some tofu at a tofu stand earlier. Feel free to try some. Hello, strange-looking sprout moles. Are you here to see Sweetheart's Quest for Hearts? If so, you've come to the right place. This sold-out extravaganza spectacular will be starting very shortly.
Wait a second. I know this show. We have front row show tickets for it. I can see it now. A dazzling epic tale about the hardship of romance. Heartbreak, betrayal, desperation, loneliness. Oh, the drama. This is gonna be so fun. I can't wait to be swept off my feet.
I don't know. I guess it looks interesting. But now it doesn't seem like the right time.
But you promised we could earlier. Please, hero. We should at least check it out. Please, 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 please.
Well, alright. Hopefully this won't take long. Ahem. If I may have your show tickets, please.
Yes, yes, of course, Mr. Sproutmole, sir. We have our tickets right here. Here you go, Mr. Sproutmole.
Oh my. I can't believe my eyes. These are front row tickets. You all must have made some great sacrifices to be here today. I applaud you. Forgive me for calling you strange looking earlier. At a second glance, you four are the most normal looking sprout moles I have ever seen. Please enjoy the front row seats, fellow normal looking sprout moles. You hate Sweetheart? Is Sweetheart bad? Hello? Oh, there's our seats.
Wow, look at this stage. It's just as amazing as I imagined.
Nicholas, thank you so much for following. Welcome. You just finished this game. No spoilers. No spoilers.
Let's take our seats. It looks like the show's about to start.
Alright, whatever. Yeah, let's take our seats. Let's go. Are you serious? Is she really difficult? Oh, God. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special episode of Sweetheart's Quest for Hearts. Woohoo! Good night, Mimi. Before our show, we wanted to take a moment to honor the life of someone who has been an inspiration to us all. Our beloved leader, Ye Old Sprout. He was truly the father that none of us deserved. Let us have a moment of silence in memory of him. Wait, what level do I have to be for Sweetheart? May he rest in peace. And now, on to the show. Last time on Sweetheart's Quest for Hearts, our favorite princess once again failed to fall in love with an any of our eligible bachelors. This time, we've rounded up 3 new very attractive contestants. Will one of them be able to capture Sweetheart's heart? Let's reveal them now. Contestant number 1 is a local of Sproutmole Village. He's coming in at 3 feet tall. His favorite food is tofu, and he has a huge collection of plastic flamingos, and enjoys long walks through narrow tunnels. Give it up for contestant number 1. Woo! Contestant number 2 is, yup, you guessed it, also a local of Sproutmole Village. Careful, he's coming in hot at 3 feet and 1 whole inch tall. His hobbies include walking, running, and crawling. His favorite color combination is brown and green, and spends his weekends rolling around in dirty laundry. Spicy. Give it up for contestant number 2. Woo! And now for something completely different. Contestant number 3 comes all the way from the other world. It looks like he just fell out of the sky. Literally. According to him and us, that makes him a catch. Give it up for Snaily. No. Go, Snaily. You go, Snaily. And now, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Dim the lights, please. She emits beauty. She exudes grace. She truly has the most poltridudinous face. Yes, you know who we're talking about. She's all that and is amazing and wonderful. I don't know. She's all that is amazing and wonderful, and she's just about to set foot on this very stage. Please give a big warm welcome to the one, the only, the magnificent Sweetheart. Oh.
Oh no, there's a blackout. Now what do we do? I have to know what happens next.
Let's wait it out. I'm sure the Sproutmoles will get the power back on in no time. Help! We don't know what to do! Help! We don't know what to do either! Help! 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 Well, maybe we should look around just in case. Bro, these Sproutmoles don't know what the flip they doing. Oh my god. Bro, look, they're panicking. Don't Wow. I guess the blackout affected all of Sproutmole Village too.
Hero, what do we do now?
Don't worry, Aubrey. This is where my handyman expertise comes into play. In cases like this, we should probably be looking for some kind of backup generator. Wonderful idea. That's not backup. We gotta go down here. Da 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 da. Oh, they're panicking. Poor little guys. Alright, let's see. Hello? Is anybody here? Oh, pick up the pace, boys. We must make haste. We're trying our best, Warden. This is as fast as we can go. Why isn't this working? I feel sick. Just keep running, moles. Nothing gets done without a little sweat. There it is. Ta-da! Let there be light. What'd I say, moles? Hard work pays off. Now keep running. Bro, this game is so cute. Oh, he's stuck in the he's stuck in the laundry. Bro, where are the mods? I don't know. That's a good question. Oh, they are here. Hi, Rachel. Came in with the quickness. Came in with the jaw uppercut. There you go. What's good? Oh. Someone please help me. I am in need of a handsome young gentleman. Oh, you, yes. You there, in the striped pants. You magnificent beast. Yes. Oh, yes. You look like you'll do just fine. Huh? Wow. Why, thank you. I don't know what to say. Please, kind sir, will you help out a poor lowly mole? I am desperately in need of your service. Well, since you asked so nicely, how can I refuse? Thank you, young lad. You are too generous. Please, come this way now. Chop, chop. Wait, hold on. Can my friends come too? Yes, your friends. You're all here to see Sweetheart's quest, yes? If so, you will all meet again soon enough. Now come, sir. We must make haste. Time is short. Oh, it's okay, Rachel. Greetings, Sweetheart fans. We apologize for the short intermission. Welcome back to our regularly scheduled program. During the break, we regret to inform you that a tragic accident has occurred right here on this very stage. It is at this time that we announce the sudden loss of contestant number 3. We will remember him fondly for the few seconds that we got to know him. He was truly a unique and irreplaceable soul. But the show must go on. Please give a warm welcome to our new contestant number 3. Hailing all the way from the vast forest, it's our hero in shining armor. Oh, he's afraid. Get this, guys. Hero's a real hunk, standing at a whopping 5'7". His passions include baking, cooking, and cleaning. And if that doesn't sound like the perfect man, check out his killer smile and mild personality. And now, once again, let me introduce you to the star of our show. Dim the lights, please. She emits beauty. She exudes grace. She truly has the most pulchritudinous face. Yes, you know who we're talking about. She's all that, and she's all that is amazing and wonderful. And she is just about to set foot on this very stage. She's the one, the only, the magnificent. An excellent entrance, my liege.
Ah, yes. It is me. Hello, my stupid, adoring fans. We love you, sweetheart. Yeah, you're the best.
Sweetheart, we have brought 3 of the best bachelors in the world onto this stage. Will today be the day that one of them steals your heart? Let's start with some questions. One thing that Sweetheart values most in a companion is complete and absolute obedience. Do you, contestant number 1, agree to pledge your allegiance to Sweetheart for the rest of your life? Contestant number 1, what is your answer? Sure. I don't know. I guess. Playing hard to get, I see. Well, what do you think about that response, Sweetheart? Just 3 feet tall? My, that is much too short. Send him off to the dungeon. Hey, what did you say? The dungeon? Good night, Lolas. Oh my god. Help me! Ah! Now on to contestant number 2. We ask you the same question. There is no right or wrong answer, just answer truthfully. Contestant number 2. Will you pledge your allegiance to Sweetheart for the rest of your life?
Well, sure. If it means I won't get sent to the dungeon.
My word, this one, his very being offends me. Take him away, boys! Contestant number 3. Looks like you're the last one standing. I'll ask the same question one more time. Again, no pressure at all. Do you, hero, agree to pledge your allegiance to Sweetheart for the rest of your life? Well, no. That doesn't seem fair at all. Why would I do that? My, this one, he's absolutely immaculate. Could it be? Is Sweetheart in love? What an exciting turn of events! This must be fate, a match made in heaven. Wait, but I just said, yes. Yes, yes! You'll do just fine. Now, what was your name again? It's Hero, ma'am. Hero, my hero. We must go to my chambers at once. Guards, I've chosen my suitor. Take him away. Bro, don't touch Hero. Guys, please, do something. Whoa, Hero's gonna marry Sweetheart? I didn't see this coming at all.
Cal, what are you saying? We have to help him.
What do you want me to do about it? I don't want to go to the dungeon.
Cal, you're useless. Hero, you have to reject Sweetheart.
It's time, Hero. Your princess awaits. Oh! I don't think she's gonna listen to me.
Just do it already.
Okay, I'll try. Excuse me, Sweetheart? Ma'am? Yes, my lovely Hero. How I yearned for the sound of your sweet voice. Say my name again. Wow, that's so nice of you. I mean, why do I have to do this? I'm sorry, Sweetheart, but I'm not interested. Why? Whatever do you mean, my prince? this is all really flattering and all, but you know, we only just met like a few moments ago. Well, I have to reject your, offer. Oh, pish posh! Oh, don't be silly, hero. It's true. I'm sorry, sweetheart, but I don't want to marry you. This is preposterous. No, this is blasphemy. You dare reject sweetheart? Everyone loves sweetheart. You hear me? Everyone. Send him to the dungeon.
Hey, stop right there! You can't take Hero, he belongs to us!
What's this now? What is a non-sweetheart fan doing in the audience? I see. You must be Heroes fans. The nerve of you lot. First you make a fool out of me, then you interrupt me during my own show. I'm the one who makes the rules around here. Guards, take them away. Now you've done it, Aubrey. Oh man, now we're all stuck in the dungeon. I'm sorry, guys. It's my own fault that we're all in this mess.
No, it's not, Hero. No one could have predicted that this would happen.
You fools, don't you recognize me?
It's me,
Rosa, the #1 sweetheart fan in the world. I told you you'd all pay for crossing me. Curses, we've been bamboozled. I should have known you were behind this, Rosa. It's true what they say. Revenge is sweet. Now rot, you peons. Rot in the dungeon forever. Dang it. How are we ever going to get out of here?
We'll find a way. Come on, guys. Let's think about this.
Where do we even start? It's not like they just leave the gate unlocked, would they? Did they leave the fucking gate unlocked? Oh, but they left the gate unlocked. Excuse me. Oh. Bro, these fucking idiots, bro. These idiots. That was a good voice actor, thank you. I do my best. Ava Rose Flower, thank you so much for following. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hope you enjoy your time here. Excuse me. Nor do you do ASMR videos? No, I don't have a history of doing ASMR videos, but I did record one recently, and I'm really I really want to like do them, so I will do them, but I don't have any up right now. Because I'm just a silly guy, and I take forever to do things. It makes me feel so bad. How the hell are you so good at voice acting? I used to be a voice actor. Wait, what? Like an amateur voice actor, not like an actual voice actor. I just practice. I just kept practicing. Yeah. Practice makes perfect. Oh, it's Cal's shop. Hi, Aki, welcome. Oh. Oh, wrong way. What I used to try to voice, I would like audition for character projects and stuff. Nothing really. Ah, there we go. Hey, it's Mari. Mari! Help us, we're stuck! We're stuck in the dungeon!
Oh no.
There you go. Now come here and enjoy a nice picnic with me. I promise you'll feel better right away. Okay, I need to buy some life gem. Dun 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 dun. Hey game, seems like you're all stuck in a pickle, so I snuck some pickles. Oh yuck! I hate pickles. Next time can you sneak in some jam instead? Why don't you be fucking grateful, Cal? Fuck, where do we go? Oh. Ah, okay. Wait. Hi, Ririko, welcome. Hey Kazuha, welcome. Dun 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 dun. Oh. How are you doing today? I hope that you're doing well. Oh. Oh no, what are we going to do? No one ever escapes the dungeon. Bro, the door is open. I got you, homie, I got you. Huzzah! After countless failures, I finally almost made my escape. All I need to do now is find the exit. Can you move, please? Oh my god, okay. This guy's gonna be trouble. Ooh, okay, let's go. Bum 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 bum. Let's see, what does this lead? Ooh, okay, okay. Let's go back. Wait, I thought this... Was it here? What? Or was it here? Oh, it was here. Okay. Oh. Oh. Oh, he's fucking dead. He's fucking dead. Bro was just trying to escape.
Look there! We're finally at the exit!
Whoa! Freedom at last! Let's get out of here. I never want to see another Sprout Mulligan in my life. Oh! Sweetheart's Castle. Hold, prisoners! Did you really think that you could escape that easily? It's back to the dungeon for you four.
Darn, and we were so close too!
Uh-oh. What do we do now? Think, hero, think. Come on. How do we get out of this? I got it. Ahem. On the contrary, Sir Knight, I think you have mistaken us for someone else. Yes. Hem. Don't be so quick to judge. We are Sprout Moles, indubitably.
Oh, indeed. Ah, yes, quite. I am also a lover of tofu and sweetheart. Delicious sweetheart. I mean tofu.
Egad, My eyes must have deceived me. I apologize, brethren. It is rather hard to see through this helmet. Very well. Carry on, then. I will resume my patrol. You lot ought to return to your stations as well, lest our dear sweetheart notices. How's that for some quick thinking?
That was so smooth, Hero. With these frat mole masks, we'll be able to make it out of here in a cinch.
Do we really have to keep wearing these, Hero? Mine's getting kinda itchy. Yes, Cal. We should keep them on until we get out of here. Come on, let's move. Alright. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Hello, Mari, where are you? I need you. I need you. Oh. Sweetheart's crumpets. Oh, who are you? Want some popcorn? No, thank you. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, sorry. La 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 da 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 da. Oh, we're not waiting in line. We're cutting. Yeah, you think we're not above the law? Come on now. Oh my, there is simply no time to admit entry to all these unruly guests. It just goes to show that we mustn't ever underestimate the popularity of our dear sweetheart. You there, servant with the ugly face. The upcoming main event has a strict dress code. It is of utmost importance that our audience is dressed to sweetheart's exact specifications. Here is a simple chart that even a non-sprout mole could understand. Pink is good. All other colors are bad. Okay. Kindly ask the lesser guest to follow you and bring them to me. You can do something that simple, can you? I don't think I want to, you freaking dingus. How about you go fuck yourself? Good night, Sophia. Have a good night. Do 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 do. Oh no. Wait, who are we trying to find? Oh, people who don't wear... Okay, okay. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Let's... Hero. That's right. Greetings, esteemed guest. Please follow me, as your presence is urgently required. Am I finally getting center stage? Okay, okay. Wait, do we have to do this with every single person? Oh my god. We do have to do this every... Oh my... Alright. Oh my god, look at our party. It's so big. Our party's huge. Damn, all these fucking sprout moles are down bad for Hero. Isn't Hero like a child also? Like, how old is he, like, in the dream world? Hero's 16, 17? Because in the dream world, he's like a child. Because they're all children in the dream world. But like in the actual world, he's like probably in college. He's 15 in the dream world? Okay. Splendid. I knew you had it in you. Now we can finally get rid of these unpinkish guests. Guards, escort these sprout moles to the dungeon. And that takes care of that. Those unpinkish guests will never see the light of day again. I got you, homeboy, I got you. I don't want to fight you guys. I just want to save somewhere. Oh, I need a... Okay, there's a key that I can get. But I have to do some shit. Oh, hey, we got the crown too. Let's go. Excuse me, y'all. Hello, fellow sprout moles. Hello, hello. Excuse me. Wait, where do we exit from here? What the hell is that? From top to bottom, the creations of Sweetheartnica. The birth of Sweetheart. Sweetheart crossing the Delaware. Sweetheart eating a burrito. The swing sweet time. You're making sleepy time tea. I know that I don't need to make any kind of sleepy tea because I'm like really sleepy right now. Da na 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 na. I need to find a save. Ririko, you want a kiss? Mwah, 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 mwah. There you go, baby. There is no save to be found. Therefore, I am stuck forever. Where are you, save? Yeah, someone redeemed the kiss. That kiss was for Ririko. And Ririko only. Oh. Da da na 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 na. Na 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 na. La 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 la. Oh. Where the hell are we? Oh, thank you, Vix. Mwah. You are brave to speak to me, young ones. Tell me, are you enjoying Sweetheart's castle? That girl, she was an elaborate one. This dwelling, it takes the shape of one's deepest desires. A place to return to, somewhere to call home. Sweetheart came to me a long time ago, a poor girl from the desert, and begged me on her knees to make this place hers. I gave her what she desired. A castle full of riches, servants for her to command, a stage for her to flaunt her power. Yet, she still wants more. It must be the curses. Soon, she will leave and not return. I know this. And when I have deemed that she has found her home elsewhere, I will look for a new owner. At that time, return to me, you with the empty eyes. Your soul is split, but you can only choose one path. It will be interesting to see what you will make of this dwelling. Well, goddamn, that guy's a little creepy. Not gonna lie, but he's not a save point. He's not a save point, which I so desperately need. He's just a chill guy. He's just the harbinger of death. He's just a chill guy. Stop, imposters. I know what you are. You are not true sprout moles. You must be wondering how I'm able to tell. You see, I am above those feeble and inexperienced heralds and marshes. I am Sir Maximus, and with my impressive lineage, I will be victorious and bring honor to my family. Yeah, I hate games where I have to find the save rather than I can just save like anytime. No, I cannot fail now. My son needs me. Oh, my model. See, okay, that's like my model's resting bitch face. Like I'm just looking normally right now, but like the resting bitch face my model gives, like. Resting Noro face is crazy. No, I don't look bored. I'm not bored. I really am just content. Oh, there we go. Damn, I can't believe I gotta talk every second. Yo, rest in peace, Lord Maximus. Jules, thank you so much for following. Welcome. There it is. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Blah, 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 blah. OMORI. Ba ba da ba ba. Okay, we found our save. I'm so sleepy. I will use this time to take a rest. But we're not gonna see each other until Thursday when I do my collab with Yuya. Yeah, it's EP time. It's EP time. EP time, EP time, EP. If you're not in the Discord, you should join it. Monarch, you wanna kiss? Rest well, thank you. I will try and rest well. I will do my best. But yeah, I know I feel so sad. Have a good eve, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you can't sleep, try taking a hot bath. Ooh, that's a good idea. I actually haven't taken a bath in so long. Last time I took a bath, I was a child. I started taking showers when I was like 7 years old. Okay. Yandere May, thank you so much for following. Oh, Yander May, I mean. Thank you so much for following. Welcome. Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm not stinky. I'm not. I take a shower. I take showers. I take showers. I take showers. Okay, okay. You guys can't tease me. I'm like actually sleepy. I'll be so sad. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you. And I will see you on Thursday. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.